Welcome in, everyone. Oliver Nissi for Massachusetts Pirates. I'm here with JD Griggs, defensive lineman for the team. JD, we're in the offseason now. How does it feel to be one of the first players signed by the Pirates this offseason?
Oh, it feels good to come back. I wanted to definitely come back from last season. It's just we couldn't have last season due to the pandemic. So I still wanted to come back and play with the Pirates. And this time, now that we're in the IFL, I definitely said, yeah, it's a welcome back. Welcome the King back to his throne in IFL. So definitely with a different team now. So, yeah, I feel good coming back.
We'll get to the IFL a little later. I want to get to the King, the reference you just mentioned, the sack King. In your first two seasons with the Pirates, you have 18 sacks in 26 games. The year before that in the IFL, you were the sack leader. I believe you had north of, it was either 9 or 11 sacks.
It was 11 and a half.
11 and a half sacks with the previous Spokane Empire. Now they're the Spokane Shock in the IFL. So yeah, where did the Sack King nickname come about? What's the story behind that?
So when I was playing for the Spokane Empire at the time in 2017, there was a teammate of mine named Sam Charles, he's a receiver, and he saw that I kept getting sacks all over the place, and he said it in the locker room one day. He was like, "You just a sack king and everything." So at first when I heard it, I didn't like the ring to it, but then thought about it. I was like, well, nobody else is called Sack King or anything, so might as well keep it and stuck with it. So brought it to Massachusetts, and ever since then, try to hold up to that name basically.
It's a great nickname to have, and I'm sure a king in the locker room. People know you as the Sack King. It comes with a lot of responsibility, but
Yeah.
you've sure lived up to that the past 3 seasons with the Spokane Empire and the last 2 with the Massachusetts Pirates. I want to talk next about. I know this was a while ago, but when you played college football, you started at the University of Iowa.
Yes.
And that was in the Big Ten. Tell me about the atmosphere at those big time college football games.
It was crazy, especially at Kinnick Stadium, which is in Iowa. The crowd is literally right behind you. It's just like the same atmosphere as the arena. You see how the crowd's right there on the field? Literally, you could turn around and slap hands with the crowd, but it's 78,000 people every single game.
Wow.
So, and everybody's wearing the same color as you, shouting out the same thing as you. So then you go to play places like Ohio State, go to Wisconsin, go play in the Orange Bowl in Miami, stuff like that. Is big time football when you're 17, 18 years old. But yeah, I actually enjoyed it, and I knew that from that point, football is very grand and big. So let me try to touch that stage.
Yeah, and how do those atmospheres while playing at the University of Iowa? Are those like the most? How do those atmospheres compare to everywhere else you've played since?
Compared to everyone else since, it made me want to be more humble with the game, because seeing that atmosphere at 17, 18 years old, and then going to other schools afterwards and not seeing that atmosphere all the time, it makes you more humble now and want to go harder to try to get back to that atmosphere again, because it's a rush. As soon as you come out and you hear 78,000 people screaming your name and everything, it's a rush to play hard for those fans. So yeah, it was a culture shock, but I liked it.
Yeah, I actually went to University of Colorado Boulder
Oh,
my
okay.
freshman
Yeah.
year,
All right.
so I got a little bit of a taste of that. Kind of wish I went to more games. I only went to a couple when I was there, but I can't imagine as a player that must have been surreal. But the next place you went, Nassau Community College on Long Island, New York. It was kind of a completely different atmosphere. You went from 70,000 fans to maybe a few thousand.
Probably like 1,000 to 2,000, but yeah, the atmosphere is different. But the football, I learned a lot going to that school, especially Nassau. That turned me from a boy to a man. I went from getting everything, food for free, getting everything, clothes, gifts from University of Iowa, to now you got to fend for yourself. So went to that school, and then I started playing football there, and the thing about playing football there, we were undefeated the whole year. So imagine going to a school where you're undefeated, blowing everybody out, 35 nothing sometimes and everything, and then next you know, there's no reward at the end. So it makes you want to appreciate playing football. And from there on, I went to University of Akron and kind of tasted a little bit from the University of Iowa. It wasn't as much again, but made me appreciate football again. So that's why I said when I was 17, 18, seeing 78,000 people, it's going to make you want to be hungry to get back to that. So, it humbled me.
I'm sure, and that's a great college experience from Iowa to Nassau and then University of Akron. You're kind of all over the country.
Yeah.
And now you're here, Massachusetts Pirates in Worcester. But before we talk about the Pirates, I want to continue on this timeline that you've been through. So you finished up at the University of Akron, and then you ended up with the Jacksonville Jaguars as an undrafted free agent in 2013. How did that experience compare to the college experiences?
That's when I realized that football is a business. It was crazy. On my recruiting visit, one coach from the University of Temple, Al Golden, told me that if you're going to play this sport, just know that if you're going to play it hard, it's going to turn into a business for you. And of course, I'm young. I didn't realize that until I got to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Was that even though you may see some players that are older not going as hard as you think, but you have to realize that they're more invested into that player for a reason. So that player doesn't have to go as hard as you do as a rookie. So me, I had to realize that it's a business, and it goes by numbers, just like any other business. And if you're not cutting with the numbers, then go. So you got to go hard every day.
Yeah. Tell me if I'm wrong, but like when you explain that, it kind of makes me feel, because I played high school football for only like 2 years, and I quickly found out. I went to a small town high school. I quickly found out though that it seemed like the coach like had favorites. It seemed like he was harder, or it seems like his personality, his attitude kind of changed when he's dealing with his starting quarterback or starting wide receiver compared to, players not as high on the totem pole. So
yeah, I mean, it happens on all levels, especially in the NFL. I had to realize professionally, it's not about what you do, it's who you know. So a lot of times you see some players, you're like, how can this player be making this play and this is his 10th year in the league? It's about who he knows. So there's a reason why he's in that position for a reason. So, of course, they put hard work into it, so it comes with that. But a lot of times the players you see that's stuck in the league, is who you know. So, same thing with high school and college and everything, same type of thing. So just got to deal with it on a grand different scam now. Now you have millions of dollars invested into it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a player comparison. I thought of one. It's a different sport though. It's, I know at one point he was arguably a Hall of Fame caliber player in basketball, but Vince Carter, I mean, he just played his final season in the NBA. He's 40 years old.
I think 40, 41, something like 40, I think. Yeah.
And I mean, there's no way that he's still, I know that he's good. I know he can hit an open three, but it's just, I guess that kind of goes off what you were just saying.
Yeah, I mean, especially a person like Vince Carter, he put a lot of time in, and his longevity was different compared to everybody else. Of course, he didn't win a championship and stuff like that, but he took care of his body. So with that, he took care of his body and he took care of the business part of basketball.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in sports don't like to deal with that part of the sports atmosphere. So that's why you see a lot of people that you'll think, oh, why is this person retiring so early? It's because the business part of it isn't matching what their talent may be. So 9 times out of 10, there's something with the business and everything.
Yeah, and I really don't mean to be harking on Vince Carter. I mean, just watching his highlight tapes, like, he's one of the best. So
yeah,
that's not what I'm trying to do. He's just the first person that popped in my head. Do you like playing basketball yourself?
Oh yeah, actually, that was my first sport.
Really?
Started playing basketball at the age of 4, and my dad used to take me to little street ball courts, and he'll go play with the older people and everything. So they had the little side courts. And I played with some kids that was older than me until I came about 6, 7 years old. My dad was like, come play with us. So I'll go play with adults at the time. So then that's how, to be honest, that's how Sac King kind of became. More so because my dad played football, but he loved basketball. Same thing with me. I love basketball, but I play football. And it helped out translate it over to football with the agility, how to move, how to jump higher, how to run faster, came from basketball. So, yeah, basketball, I love basketball.
What kind of player are you in basketball? You handle the ball?
I'm more like, my favorite player is Kevin Garnett.
Okay, that's a good choice.
That's my favorite player of all time, and so I try to play like him. That's when I used to play in high school. I was all-state in high school. So when I played basketball, that's who I tried to emulate. Was Kevin Garnett all the time.
Yeah, we love him around here.
Yeah, I know. And it's crazy. I'm from New Jersey, but I'm a Boston sports fan. I'm a Patriots fan, Celtics fan, and Red Sox fan.
Why is that?
Because I like winning.
Okay, good answer.
It's championship, it's title town, so I mean, I like winning. So yeah.
It's really cool that this area is. I heard someone talking about it on sports radio today. I listen to sports radio all the time. But I heard someone, refer to Boston as title town today. It's just, it feels good, but it comes with a lot of responsibility.
It does, and that's one of the main reasons why I signed here, because I just wanted to feel that atmosphere and try to bring a championship here.
Well, I think we're definitely on our way. 2 seasons in the books, 2 playoff appearances. We just need to get over that 1 playoff win, and we'll be in the championship game, and anything can happen from there. Before I move on, is your dad a Celtics fan too?
No, my dad's a Bulls fan. He's a Michael Jordan fan. So, yeah, he's back in that time, man. He's Bulls and used to be a 49ers fan.
So he likes winning too.
Yeah, he likes winning. That's my dad was like, well, if I'm going to root for a team, I'm not going to be sad on Sundays and stuff. So I'm going to root for a team that's going to win. So, yeah.
Who's your dad's favorite football player of all time?
2. He had 2. Because he played receiver. His favorite football player was Jerry Rice because of the 49ers. But growing up before Jerry Rice, the fame of Jerry Rice, his favorite football player was Walter Payton. Yeah, he loved Walter Payton. He loved how sweetness, how he just played the game, how tough he played the game. And my dad just loved being an athlete, so he emulated after Walter Payton.
I'm not sure. I haven't talked to you about this, but I'm not sure how into you are like sports collectibles and autographs, memorabilia. I carry with me 1 autograph in my wallet to this day. He's not great. It was from like 5 years ago. It was a player that the Red Sox signed out of. I think it was in Cuba, one of those leagues. Yoan Moncada, that's his name.
Yeah,
he's on the White Sox now. I got his autograph like the couple days after he signed with the Red Sox. I went to their spring training, just timing. But he's not important. The one that's important is for this conversation is Walter Payton. I grew up. I used to go to my dad's house, and my dad, my dad really introduced me to sports, and he got me this Walter Payton bobblehead that I still have next to my nightstand. Like, I'm going home tonight.
Wow,
it's gonna be right
that's
there.
Crazy.
So it's crazy that you bring up Walter Payton.
Wow.
And last thing on Jerry Rice, have you ever seen his football documentary, The Football Life, that the NFL Network created?
That man, that's the reason why he's top 2, top 3 greatest receivers of all time, because he put a lot of work in before the fame of Jerry Rice. Did
you remember the part where he used to chase after wild horses?
And then he used to catch
with the
bricks and stuff. His dad was a bricklayer, so his dad used to toss him bricks.
I'm glad we both saw it. Yeah, Jerry Rice. Oh, and another thing I think in the documentary is the day after they won the Super Bowl, he went
running the hill.
Yeah, he was back at it.
Now, this is the thing I'll say when you brought up memorabilia. One thing I wish I had it on my old Facebook was a picture with Colin Kaepernick. Reason being is because I used to train with Colin Kaepernick before I went to the NFL.
Wow.
So it was the season. Remember when he played in the Super Bowl against the Ravens?
Yep.
What turned me to be a fan of his wasn't that game. Literally, they lost that game on Sunday. I wake up Monday morning to go train. And I heard that he was coming, but I didn't expect him to be coming. I'm walking to the gym. He's standing right there getting working. He literally just lost his first Super Bowl game the way he did too. Mm-hmm. And he flew straight from the Super Bowl game, which was I think was in California at the time. Flew straight to Atlanta when I was training there and was getting working early in the morning. That's why I knew the difference between greatness and good. And that's why, for some reason, I don't know why he's still not in the league, because I seen that with my own eyes. Yeah, he has greatness in him.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, and as I said, some people, like for instance, like Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, people like that, just had that it factor. It's like Kobe Bryant, that Mamba mentality. Like, even though I lost, tomorrow I got to go to work.
Yeah.
And that's why, to me, for some reason, Colin Kaepernick should be in the league. Just off that sole factor right there, there's not too many people in the league that's like that.
Yeah, there's many quarterbacks I would rather have Kaepernick starting, on other NFL teams.
Yeah.
We'll delay that for another day.
Another day, yeah.
But we'll keep going here. JD Griggs with me, Oliver Nissi on Pirates TV, also on the Pirates podcast. JD, I want to talk about. So you're a father, and what is that like? Being a father as a professional football player?
It motivates me. Thinking about it, I want my children one day to look back and say, my dad was motivated by me to come into the world, and also see how hard my dad worked. See the legacy that he's left us. So, as being a father, that's my main goal. And just make sure that I'm motivated so that they can see the legacy that I'm trying to leave. And the example of hard work.
And let's stick with hard work. So your work ethic. Before I ask you about it, I want to preface it by saying that I've heard some rumblings in here that you're one of those guys when you're in the practice or you're training, you stay later than everybody else, and then off the field, you're in the area. We recently had the Pirates. The Pirates recently had an outing in Shrewsbury, the town next to Worcester, at the Shrewsbury Club. You were there helping out a lot of kids. I mean, that really shows, just your availability. And talk more about your work ethic. You were alluding to it, when you were just talking about your daughters.
Yeah. So I learned that from my parents and my grandparents about work ethic. Two ways of work ethic. One, when you play in sports, they say don't say your work, do your work. The work is going to be proof in the pudding. Me, I'd rather work when nobody else is working. So sometimes I'll just go to the gym late at night if I'm just bored, just do something. Or right after practice, like I said, I'll go run the stairs or go do a couple of extra gashes. Because to me, I want to be the person in the fourth quarter that you could depend on. So that's why I work with that. Also, the second part of work, hard work, community work. My parents, my grandparents has always been into doing community work. And I have my own organization that's into the community as well. Run different sports tournaments like basketball tournaments, flag football tournaments, and then with the backing from those tournaments, you either have a school drive, school supply drive, or have a food drive, or have a clothing drive for the homeless or kids that aren't able to have toys for Christmas and stuff like that. So we'll do different things that's going to pertain to the community, and that's why whenever the Pirates have something with the community, I want to jump on board with it, because I understand that football's bigger than me. Football's bigger than the Pirates. So I understand that football is bigger than any league or anything, because the community loves football. But we also have to show that love back. So that's my thing, always being, that comes entitled with the responsibility of being a sack king. It's not just being a sack king. I can't just be getting sacks all day and not care about whoever's watching me. I have to care about them too. So I want to show that I care about them, get back to them, and get back to the community. So that's always been a big thing with me. If I'm going to be a professional, I'll be a professional all the way. So yeah.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear, JD. And what's the name of your organization?
My organization is called the Elites Brand, and right now we're trying to start the Mass League, which is going to be a pro-am basketball league here in Worcester. We're going to start that next April. We were supposed to start it this year. Pandemic happened, so push it to next year. But my organization is called the Elites Brand.
So a pro-am basketball league. So is that kind of what it sounds like? Professional caliber.
Amateur. Yeah, professional amateur basketball. So it's kind of like basically professional amateur basketball is you don't get paid, but the thing is you're playing. There's a bunch of pros that used to play either in the NBA, G League, international leagues all over. They'll come play in a local neighborhood league with some local talent that's either in high school or college, and they all get to play against each other. And we're going to have different scouts coming from the NBA, G League, and the international leagues to scout some of these players. As you get to watch them play against the pros, see that what they can do against the pros, then they're probably a good fit for your team. So we want to bring that here to Worcester and
That's
bring
awesome.
that here to Massachusetts. So
That's awesome. Are you just going to set it up, or do you think you might play in it?
Oh, I'm not going to play in it. Yeah, I mean, I love playing. Now, don't get me wrong. I love playing. Like if I run my own street ball basketball tournament here, I'll probably play in something like that. I'm not gonna play in the whole league. Yeah, I'd rather run it because I want to transition over into the more ownership and business side of sports after I'm done playing football. So
it's something that you learned along the way.
Yeah, definitely. So I learned that. One thing I learned about football, they said that the NFL stood for not for long. So
I've heard that.
You gotta have a backup plan for afterwards. So this is one of my backup plans.
Awesome. All right, we'll keep going here. So talking about the Pirates, you've been with the organization, multiple years now. You've learned a lot. I'm sure that you've taught the Pirates some things. What's one thing that you would like to see more from the Pirates?
One thing that I'd like to see more from the Pirates, I could say I want to see more of the team atmosphere at the end of the game. A lot of times I could say I'm guilty of that, not being all in at the end of the game with the team, because sometimes I'll be pissed off about something that going wrong because I know I work hard for it. So if something's not going right with the team, I'll get upset sometimes. But now I have to learn last season, in the middle of the season, can't be upset they're looking at me as a leader. So one thing I want to see from our team is we all act as a team when we're up and when we're down. We do that. I think that at the end of the season, we'll be the one holding the trophy up, because the thing about sports and with anything in life, you got to have trust with the people that's around you. If you don't have trust, especially in football, if you don't trust the man next to you that he's going to do everything he can to stop that ball on defense or offense to try to get that touchdown. If you don't have that trust in your partner, then what's the point of playing? So I think that's the winning component that I see the Patriots. They all trusted each other. Even when there's times they were down, felt like they couldn't come back, they still kept trying to the end of the game. So that's one thing I want to see from our team coming in the future, that we all trust each other at the end of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that if you can add that proponent, and it just speaks on your veteran leadership with the team. I believe you've been a captain at some point.
Yeah, I was captain last year.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I agree with you. I'm excited to see. I know the roster's just getting built now, and you're obviously a part of it. Congratulations again. Well deserving. But I'm excited to see, the new defensive coordinator, Rayshon Kaiser, coming in. You got guys. I've talked to Chucky Williams. Mm-hmm. One note on Chucky Williams. When I spoke to him, he told me this quote that he learned when he was playing at the University of Louisville, mm-hmm. and it's called "It's a show me world," mm-hmm. and that kind of goes off of what you were saying. It's one thing to say that you're good and that you got the game to compete, but it's another thing to actually do it. Mm-hmm. So you got guys like Chucky Williams coming back. He's signed on. R.J. Roberts, who mm-hmm. I'm sure you know very well, defensive lineman. Mm-hmm. So I think that with that mentality, you guys are going to go really far. And Yeah, just being another thing that you alluded to, being one of those veteran leaders on the field in the fourth quarter. Where some other people maybe sucking wind or need a drink. You're going to be there, and I'm just excited to watch it, JD.
Yeah,
as we got a little bit. It's only September now,
yeah,
but we're in the off season. What's your favorite thing? Everything that you've seen, what's your favorite thing that the Pirates bring to the table as a professional indoor football team?
Organization. This is actually my third arena team. The first team I've ever played with was Colorado Crush. I love the team and everything, but organization wasn't as professional as I was used to. And when I played with the Spokane Empire, it was professional. But the thing is, you could just tell towards the end of the season that everybody was leaving. The people in the office were leaving. And that's when you could tell that it was going to fold at the time. So I could see with the Pirates, I was here since day one. And from day one to now, it's tremendous. Like, I see Pirates things all over the place in Massachusetts now. And I'm just proud of just how the Yacht Team family, just how they treated this organization as a professional organization. And now we have an actual sales team. We actually have a different team that's actually helping out now. All the other arena teams didn't even have that. They had probably maybe 1 or 2 people working. They didn't have about 10, 11, 12 different people helping out. So I like that. And just what the Pirates bring to, to sports, period, is bringing that professional New England sports atmosphere, the championship sports atmosphere to arena football. And I think that's what the IFL looking for, and I think that's why they wanted us to come in. So just proud of the Mass Pirates, basically.
And speaking of the IFL, I alluded to earlier how you used to play, you just did, with the Spokane Empire at the time.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most looking forward to as you re-enter the league?
I know it's a newer league than when I was there. I've followed the league over the past 2 years, so it's a lot of new teams. What I'm looking for in the future of the IFL is to go on to be the future of all of arena football. I see the IFL as being back how the AFL used to be back in the early 2000s, whereas you had 32 teams around the country coming forth in the future, especially Massachusetts being the farthest team east. I know it's going to trickle down towards the other eastern teams. So what I want to see out of the IFL is that it becomes the stronghold as a strong developmental league for the NFL. And it's been around for a while, so I hope it sticks around longer than all the other leagues have been. But yeah, it's a very professional league. That's one thing I could say about the IFL. It's not sloppy, and everything was in order. Every time when played, especially with Spokane, everything was in order. We got to actually meet the owner. Sometimes he'll come down and talk to us at practice and stuff. So it was cool. So yeah, I like the IFL.
I think the league has a great chance to, like you were talking about, trickle down, become like that 32-team league, that developmental league for the NFL.
Yeah.
I think the NFL is actually looking for something like that, because I know there's been a lot of attempts at the NFL creating a developmental league, and it just seems like they haven't found like that right niche.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look at a player like yourself, I look at other players in the IFL, and I think that certainly I think that you all especially the better players like yourself, are considered like developmental players. Like, kind of like, I mean, I may be overstepping here, but maybe like at least NFL practice squad caliber players.
I mean, thing is, the IFL, I think, has the highest rate of any player going to the NFL from the developmental league. Even I heard that it's higher than the CFL. So, I mean, the thing is, I've heard different players. I've played with different players that's actually got tryouts with different NFL teams. Like Nick Hag, that used to play here.
Mm-hmm.
He played with me at Spokane. He actually had a workout with the Giants. So I know it could happen. That's the thing. So now I want to see the IFL basically keep on growing with that.
Yeah, and I think your teammate from last year, Toby Johnson, got to work out with the Bills.
With the Bills, yep.
So it can definitely happen. We talked about, I think, off the air how, and perhaps on the air. Sorry, it's been a long day.
That's okay.
You live in the Worcester area, and you were talking about it with how you want to start the Pro-Am basketball league in the Worcester area. How do you like Worcester compared to other places in the country that you've lived, after college?
Worcester, I see that as a growing town. It's changing, especially adding the Woo Sox here, and I see that the town is actually they're building different apartments around here. They're different buildings and stuff. So it's trying to become that big city compared to Boston, and I want to be a part of that. And I see that a growing opportunity here, especially now that the Mass Pirates is third year going in, well, fourth year really, and everybody's starting to get used to the team. I'm like, okay, well, since everybody's used to the team, I might as well take part of the community, take a part of me. So I want to help out and bring basically the opportunity to all the basketball players around here. So yeah, I like Worcester. It's a vibrant city.
Yeah. Earlier today, I was in Boston, and it's very different.
Yeah.
Much more buildings. It just seems like there's more. I mean, I don't know Worcester that well. I'm sure I'll get to know it more. But the thing that I like about Worcester is, you're in Boston and everything's so compact, and you feel like there's too many people. But Worcester, it's like more spread out, and even it looks like a city. It feels like a city. It is a city. But I kind of like it more that way.
Yeah, more that it's not as busy. It's that's why I like it. I like it like that too. It's not too crazy. You don't see too much traffic, too much people around and everything. You can just walk around by yourself and you'll be fine and everything. Not too many places in Boston you could do that. So the thing is, Worcester, I like about Worcester. Everybody, when they see that I have the Pirates on, everybody recognizes, oh, Pirates, you play with Pirates, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you're a celebrity.
Yeah, so that's cool. We go to Boston, even if the team wasn't Boston, some people may say that, but some people won't, because it's such a big city.
Yeah, we're
we're
trying to spread because it is the Massachusetts Pirates, so we're trying to spread it. I was actually in Amherst a couple days ago over the weekend, and we're trying to spread awareness there. We're in Boston today, trying to let people know who we are.
Yeah, Boston people, y'all need to start coming to the game, man. We need y'all to start coming to the games next year in 2021.
Yeah, you listen to JD. I mean, I've actually never been to an arena football game,
wow.
And I can't wait. I can't wait.
Trust me, when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, it's right here. Oh wow, the ball's coming right here. Oh, he's gonna flip over the thing. Right?
It's completely different game.
Yeah, different game.
But moving on, we're gonna get to wrapping up this interview. Gonna get to some lighthearted questions here. I got a few questions for you. First one is, the next big holiday coming up is Halloween. Do you have a favorite Halloween candy?
Favorite Halloween candy? Probably be gummy bears.
Gummy bears?
Yeah,
okay.
Gummy bears. Gummy bears.
Yeah, I think you share that with Chucky Williams.
Yeah.
I think he said the same thing.
Gummy bears or Reese's Cups.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I love Reese's Cups. If I find some in a bag or something, yeah, I'll take some. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Next question. What would you say your spirit animal is? Could be on the field, it could be just in life in general.
Black Panther. That's my spirit animal because one, it's a animal that is very stealth and it's very calm. You can tell it's not like it's a wild animal, but it's a wild animal only to a serious focus intent. Black Panther, you're not going to see just come out of nowhere chasing down a gazelle. It's going to wait till the gazelle comes to it and attack it.
Yeah.
So, and it's not like a rawr type, type of person or animal.
Yeah.
I'm a type of person that I'm going to do. So that's the kind of mentality I have with Black Panther. Also, Black Panther is very strong. very strong cat. So, and they're very fast as well, athletic. So, yeah, Black Panther.
Yeah, obviously when you say that, I think of the movie Black Panther, but I haven't really seen a lot of Black Panthers anywhere else. That's just me. But, I am a big fan. I don't know if you like it, but I'm a fan of...
To be honest, Black Panthers aren't really, and it's not really an animal. It really is black jaguar.
Okay.
That's what it is. But people say Black Panther because when you see a jet black leopard or a jaguar, a lot of people don't see the spots, so they think that's just a panther, when it's really not. That's really not even a true animal, I found out. When I was younger, I used to say, oh, Black Panther, Black Panther. Then when I looked it up, it's not even a real animal. It's called a black jaguar.
Yeah, when you were talking about how it's very stealthy and it doesn't really show itself, the animal that I could relate it to is like in the same, it's a cat as well, the snow leopard. Like they're so rare, like up in the mountains.
Mountains, you don't see them at all.
Yeah. So I like
especially that. In the mountains where it's snowing, they can be hiding and you don't even know it's coming at you. Yeah. Wow, that's a good animal.
I like that. And that definitely goes with the Sack King, and if you can somehow incorporate those two together, I think you found.
Yeah, I mean, thing with Sack King and Black Panther, the comparison I could say is that one, like I said, I'm not a talker, big talker. I'll teach you how to, with the game and everything, but I'm not going to be big talking out there. I'm going to show you. And two, they're really, if you think about it, even though lion is the king of the jungle, and if you think about a panther, they're kind of like the king of the jungle too, because they're feared without showing an ounce of fear, and they don't show that they need to intimidate you. So just by them being stealth, black, and you can't see them, that's enough fear that they need. So that's why I like Black Panther compared to Sack King. I'm not going to be out there having to, do a whole bunch of crazy stuff or get hyped before the game, talk a whole bunch of junk and trash to the people. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you.
Yeah, you're past that.
Yeah, I'm past that. That's old, younger, and JD. That's before the Sack King. So I'm going to show you how to be a king on the field too. So that's how I compare the two.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch you next season. I got two more questions for you. First one is, we haven't talked about this, but are you into video games at all?
Yeah, I play video games. Yeah.
You play Madden?
Yeah, I play Madden, 2K, and Call of Duty.
What would you say your Madden team is?
My favorite Madden team, I could play with the Patriots. But my favorite Madden team that I like to play with, I can say, after this offseason, I don't know. That's the thing. It used to be the Rams, because they had very good defense, and then their offense you could manage with. But
no more Todd Gurley.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No more Todd Gurley now. So off season right now probably still be the Patriots. Yeah, but everybody knows when I play Madden, I choose the Patriots first. So yeah.
Okay, one more question about Madden. Your all-time favorite Madden player?
Michael Vick.
He's mine too.
Yeah.
And
Vick.
I've asked other players; they seem to agree the same.
Michael Vick and Randy Moss. I used to toss it up to Randy Moss all the time. So yeah, Michael Vick and Randy Moss.
Yeah, when I first started playing, I actually started playing. I don't know if you remember the 2K football series.
Yeah, with that T.O. in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I played with Randy Moss in that game too, but I mean, he was good on the Patriots in 2007, and he played a little while longer. Last question for you, JD. You've talked a lot about your life, a lot about your past. What's your favorite quote to this day that you've carried with you?
Favorite quote? I have a lot of favorite quotes, but the one quote that's when it comes to pertain to football, I heard from a rapper called Nipsey Hussle. He said, "Grind like you have no salary." Reason why I like that, because if you grind to the point whereas you know your worth. Everybody knows their worth. But if you grind to the point where there's no infinite worth, like there's no salary cap that could keep you at your worth. Grind that you gotta go past what people think of what you're worth. So to me, when he said that, ever since then that stuck to my head. He said grind, no salary. It's in a song called The Hustle Way. And ever since then, that song came out about 2010, 2011. Ever since then, that stuck with me, and I'm like, I just gotta keep grinding, even if they don't pay me what I'm worth, or if they overpay me what I'm worth. I'm still gonna keep grinding harder than what you think I'm worth. So
that's awesome. It's a great way to go about it for, like you just said, players that may feel like they're underpaid, and then those players, like, I'll use a basketball reference again, like Gordon Hayward on the Celtics. You know, people may think he's overpaid right now, but, you know, if he has that mentality like you're talking about, I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, JD Griggs, thank you so much for joining me on the Pirates podcast. Oliver Nissi, it was a pleasure, and good luck the rest of the off season. And, you know, I think I'm going to see you tomorrow. Are you coming on the?
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
there's one thing I would say. Just sorry about what happened with Breonna Taylor, and for the verdict that came out. Just want to say that we just need some change, and hopefully, I want to try to help bring change. I'm trying to figure out a way to have a panel discussion with some of the pro athletes from around here and other pro athletes that I know, to sit down with some officers and troopers and just have a nice discussion about the opinions that we have of each other. And I'm trying to find a bridge a gap, because all this that's going on it has to stop some way. So I'm just trying to figure out a way to bring racial injustice to an end. So I'm just
thank
sorry.
you for that. And I applaud you for doing that, and I agree with you. I think there needs to be a resolution.
Yeah, something has to happen.
I thank you for bringing that up, and that's a good place to end it on. So we'll end it there. Again, JD, thank you for coming to visit. Hopefully,
definitely.
You'll be back.
Yeah.
I'll definitely invite you back. You know, we're still a long way away from the season, but I'm sure you got a lot going on. So I'd love to talk to you more about it.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Oliver Nissi, JD Griggs, Pirates Podcast. See you next time.
See you.